and my internet went down again.
Uh-oh. That would be true if it was Johnny starting.
Yeah,
Appropriate. Slacker.
Actually, this I wasn't supposed to be here.
Well, I mean, yes, you were. It is your night after
Uh,
all.
well, originally, yes, I was supposed to be here.
all right.
Yes,
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
we're good.
I
Are we
hope
good yet?
so.
There we go. All right. Welcome to the Minions of the Zoo. I am
Poppy.
No, no, she'll get it. Yes.
All right. Is it working yet?
Seems like it is,
No.
but who
Yeah.
knows?
What are you hearing on your end? Because it sounds fine to me.
That is the $1,000,000 question,
I
is it
hear
not?
y'all. Okay. It's going in and out, and y'all keep. Okay. Anyways. All right. Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yes.
That was very delayed. All right. Anyways, welcome to the Minions of the Zoo. I'm the backup keeper tonight. My internet is apparently shit, but with me I have Della
Yo.
and Johnny.
Hello. I got caught skipping.
Johnny, why don't you take over since this is your night, anyways?
I guess I could.
I, I hate to say it, but I think you should.
Like I should have in the first place.
I mean, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna be nice, but you said it,
Well,
not me.
I am supposed to be
I'm
in the
not.
middle of nowhere at this time, but we, due to some extenuating circumstances, I am going tomorrow rather than tonight. Yeah, that's why I am here at the bottom instead of up at the top over there.
Yeah, he got here last, so now he has to carry us.
That's why I'm on the bottom. It's like a totem pole, only not. I don't know. So how you doing, Della? How's your day going?
This is such a train
Uh,
wreck.
I mean,
It's par for
I
the course.
mean, exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's pretty much how my day's going. Anyways, train wreck. How about you, bud?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Other
I'm
than
sorry.
feeling like I was bleeding out of my eyeball earlier today, not too bad. Oh no, that's good. We're working with what we have, and
Par for the
that's all.
core.
That's how we do it here. Seat of our pants. Oh yeah, this is a total shit show. But
Do you,
as someone
hey,
who
can you get
actual
into the
menu stuff,
StreamYards and just take it over?
I don't have the StreamYards information, but I can. Would that be allowed to be done through YouTube?
um,
Even though
Well,
Well,
I
it's
mean, you don't really do anything with YouTube. You,
yeah, all the controls would be on the
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Yeah, because even if you did shut down on YouTube's end, you'd still have to shut down on StreamYard's end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have the StreamYard
I'm gonna
information.
DM you.
Okay.
I'm yeah.
Is it
I'll
is it is it too erratic on your end? Giving you the Jerry Springer stuff over there.
Ooh, wow.
Her internet is fighting her. Let's see. All right. So yeah, let's get the. We'll keep things going for a bit.
Okay.
I should be able to. Oh, here she comes with the message.
Wish us luck, chat.
Yes. We could blame Delahise for this because tech issues are
Whoa,
his thing.
whoa. Who said anything about blaming me?
Let's see. It's actually Lore because whenever there's tech issues, it's around you.
Dude, that is so not true anymore. I mean, how long was I gone while you were still having tech issues? Your silence speaks volumes.
Well, it's because I'm distracted by Bobby.
I mean, sure, blame Canada, that's fair, but come on. I think we've moved on from blaming Della. This ain't Among Us.
That is true. Speaking of, we got to get back into that too.
Oh my god, yes. I need to fucking murder people in a video game. Relax, YouTube.
Let's see. Yes. I do have the info.
Ah. I'm hearing a lot of guilt in that voice. Which voice? My voice? I mean, I am guilty of not killing enough people in video games. Okay. She didn't leave. She just stepped out for a moment.
She's going to try and join on her phone.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if I can do this right here.
Wow. In public, Johnny? That's bold.
I'm a trailblazer, as it were.
Fair.
Oh, no, get started. Log in. Oh, I don't want to sign in with Google. Jesus.
Are you having fun yet, chat?
There is no guilt in this voice because reasons.
That explains absolutely everything. Man, why is it I was just talking about this with my boss today. Why is it Americans apologize more than Canadians do?
It's blowover from like it's that Canadian snow. Well, especially the smoke. Now that Trudeau's let everything burn, it's the apology is just in the air.
Man, what was in that smoke he was burning your way, huh? At Jim, entertain us better, Della. I don't think that's a promise I can keep. So I promise to not do that. Who else thinks Poppy is awesome and Della is evil? I mean, the fact that you have to ask that is an insult to Poppy. Did I just hear someone on this stream say a boot? I don't think so, man. I've never heard anyone use that word ever in my life. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Johnny, have you heard anyone say that word?
No, but I've heard a lot of Z's going around, so that's
Zeds.
no, it's
Did
just
I?
that's just incorrect.
So wait, no. So you have to ask if you heard something, but you're confident it wasn't said by someone else, even though you're not confident it was actually said. Your story is so full of holes, Bon Sacco. I don't even know where to start, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, there's that. So, how's the progress coming along?
I've got to get into the Gmail, and then it's got to get into the other stuff. There's my code.
I mean, yeah, that would be who it is there, Costin. I'm confident you said a Bootdella. What a Bootdella? Who said what a Bootdella? Johnny, you're just not making sense anymore. Not you, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny. The one in chat who can't talk to me.
I got you.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because, it's so easy to get confused when I'm talking to Johnny, but I'm talking to Johnny, and I don't want Johnny to mistake me for talking to Johnny. You know what I mean? You hear me, Johnny? Uh-oh.
Ah, there we go. Ah, shit.
Idiot. Oh, you got Terry's.
Yep. Let's see what else we have here. I can't very much use that picture, so I'll just go with this one.
Fair.
All right.
And does Poppy need you to send her the link at all, or? No, she's here already.
Yeah, she should be in.
Why don't you pull her in then?
I'm gonna check with her real quick.
She says she's here.
Well, I'm not seeing it. Oh, the private chat. Okay.
Wow.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Is it working?
Seems like it. How about you?
I don't know yet.
Well, that's a good sign. That was pretty good.
It's close enough where we're not over talking each other, so.
I'll fix that.
That is true.
I am now on my phone. And my headphones died, so Angel went and got her Switch headphones, and so now I'm using Switch headphones on my phone, trying to be on the stream. I'm dedicated.
That's fair.
And a bit of a train wreck. I apologize to everybody. I don't know if anyone's even watching.
They are, and they're all here for you.
It was it'll probably get a little better once my headphones actually charge up, because I've never used the Switch headphones before.
Fair.
I'm trying to connect where I could talk in the chat.
Right on.
So how are y'all doing?
Well, just trying to keep audience entertained-ish while Johnny does whatever Johnny's doing.
Johnny's trying to balance two things at the same time, and it is not working out.
Hey, you're doing good considering you've never used StreamYards before. Like,
Well,
you
I've
caught
been
on
using
faster
StreamYards,
than I did.
so
I mean, he's used StreamYards. He's just
and yes, I am slacker because, as I explained earlier, I'm not technically supposed to be here right now, but
even though he is.
even though I am,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you are.
Yeah, that's probably pretty helpful, sadly.
yes.
Apparently, it's not just my laptop or anything. Angel said it's been that way all day long. So the internet is just shit for some reason.
And so yeah, let's see if I can bring up the chat because that actually has where everyone is. So we'll start with greetings to, I guess, Tier Alexander. Hey, Rotten, how's it going? Hey, Green Badger. Hey, Keeper Dam. Bonsako. Costin, you are there. Assassin of the Grey, thank you for joining.
Oh, Johnny, I love you, man.
See, I'm a guy who nails his improv every time.
Well, you
And
nailed something, all right.
by nails, it's in the completely wrong spot, and chances are it will probably die. I'm not really good with improv. I've never done like.
So do you plan out your streams normally?
No.
God, no. That's why he plays games.
Actually, the only things that we planned were the powwow streams, and even then, like we would get like 2 stories in, and we're just like, "Fuck it, everything's just pissing us off. Let's just go off and do what we do."
Yeah.
Usually look at IMDb.
Yeah, we get distracted, and just ADD stream from there on out. And then Camel's like, "Hey, don't we have stories?" I'm like, "Yeah." But I don't even remember which ones we read anymore. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, I think I still have a slight delay, but at least it's not fucking up the whole stream anymore. So yay on that.
And yeah.
That's odd.
It's funny because it started off one side, like where it was like you were talking, and then it would move. And then when you left and come back, it's where you were talking and then your voice came.
Yeah. And now everything's just delayed.
Let's just blame YouTube. That's what it is.
I think it is just my internet, but it could be YouTube. Who knows? We'll blame them anyways.
Fair.
We'll say it's the new Susan's fault. Whoever that is.
I don't even know anymore. Or care. I don't make any money on here, so it doesn't matter.
True.
Even if I did, they couldn't pay me enough to pretend to give a shit, let alone actually give a shit.
I wonder what would happen if I turned my internet off.
Well, I mean, you probably disconnect from anything you're connected to via the internet.
I mean, that's...
How's it now?
We can hear you still.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if y'all will respond faster if I'm on my data instead of my Wi-Fi,
Oh.
Gotcha.
and it's working.
Okay.
It is my Wi-Fi. Fucking Wi-Fi. I'm
Now,
gonna call and be very rude.
the last time we talked to ours, because we were having connection problems, and ours is through, oh God, what the hell do they call themselves now? Optum, Charter, Bresnan, whatever the shit they want to call themselves now. Um, we had that, and we called them, and they said that you would need to disconnect your modem, disconnect your router, and just reboot all of that. And then when you get back in, like you have to connect it a specific way, and I can't remember offhand what it was. I'd have to talk to my stepson because we were both going through there, and yeah, I mean, as normal as you could possibly be, but it worked.
I will try to restart it after Chris is done watching his shows. Man worked a 13-hour day. I'm not turning off his animes right now.
That's probably a good idea.
Actually,
I'll be
my
like,
cat likes to step on the modem and try to turn it off.
oh, God, that's awful. Be in the middle
So
of a
like,
stream and your cat's just like, fuck you.
actually,
Mhm.
it's really funny because my stepson plays Call of Duty with his friends over Discord,
Yeah.
and like when it happens, because the modem's right in front of me, I can see the cat do it,
Yeah.
and the cat hits the button, and like 15 seconds later, you just hear like yelling in the background
Oh, no.
to the fucking cat, like.
Oh, no. Dude, that
And it's
reminds
like
me.
I could just hit the button here and just turn it back on, but I don't.
Oh, that reminds me. Back, while back, a couple years ago, my computer wasn't wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi, so we got an actual cord and took it from the living room all the way into the bedroom, like on the walls. It was stapled to the walls, so I could stream. And Willow's cat ate the cord like in half, just chewed right through it.
Nice.
Evil little shit.
Yes, they are.
And it's funny because my cat is very he's studious to use a word I heard a college professor say once. Yeah, like if I'm cooking in the kitchen, he'll jump up on one of the bar stools and just watch me cook. And then when I'm at the desk, he'll either sit on the modem and watch the screen, or he'll sit by my third modem and he'll watch what I'm doing. And like, he doesn't really like. Sometimes he'll chase the mouse, but other times it's just he just sits there and watches.
Yeah. If you get him a tiny laptop, he'll pretend like he's doing stuff on it too.
He works for the feds. He's reporting my every move.
Yes. No, we call Willow's cat. He's the baby bush demon because all right. So she lost her cat that she's had since she was 7. His name was Alchemy. He is like the most beloved cat ever because he was just he is perfect. He never misbehaved at all. Angel used to carry him around when she was 3 by his back legs, and he would just look at me like, help. He never acted up. He never bit anyone. He never tore up anything. He was perfect, but he passed away. And like 6 months later, she asked if she could get another cat. And I said, I don't know. And I thought about it. And I said, yes, eventually. Well, the day I said yes, we started hearing meowing outside, but couldn't find it. And then 2 days later, we took our dog on a walk. And she found the cat in the bush. It was a 2-week-old kitten in a bush. And, it was just perfect timing. Like, she wants a cat. We're looking at adoption centers. And all of a sudden there's literally a baby kitten right outside our bush. And he's insane. He is fucking insane. So he is the baby bush demon. But his name is...
As most ferals are.
But his name is Salem. And he's not that bad, but he is a very weird cat. He was raised by a dog who thinks it's a cat. So it's a very weird dynamic.
We have a couple that are like that here. My wife's dog Nanny thinks it's a cat, and her cat Daisy thinks it's a dog.
Well, Josie, when we got her as a puppy, she's a dwarf. She's she is a Labrador Pit Bull Dalmatian mix. So she should be a fairly big dog, but she's not because she's a dwarf. We found that out later. But so she never really fit in with all the dogs. They were all bigger than her and bullied her. And then we got her and it was 3 cats. So she just decided she was a cat and started trying to act like a cat. And then every time we get a new cat, she acts like she's their mom.
Sanguine's left in the cold. I forgot to message Sanguine.
I mean,
so I sent him the link.
Oh,
he should have got the Discord notification.
Hey, I haven't talked to Sanguine in forever. He might actually kind of help the show too, because I'm just rambling at this point, and y'all are just like awkwardly sitting there while I say stupid shit.
Well, I am equally opportunity stupid here. Hey, Sanguine.
And how goes?
Yeah, this is to quote someone else's stream. This is a little off the rails.
Wait, say again.
To quote someone else's stream, this is a bit off the rails.
Ah.
I started, so it instantaneously fucked up.
Okay.
And then we switched out keepers and did this whole mess. And I think my internet's working now, but we don't actually know.
That does sound exciting.
Yes. How are you? I haven't seen you in forever.
I'm doing fairly well. Just finished plating up my dinner and about to snag the picture of it for my weekly dinner post next week. But otherwise, been doing well.
I'm glad you're here because once you start talking, I can go get my dinner.
Say that again, sorry. I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, I said I'm glad you're here because once you start talking, I can go get my dinner.
Fair enough. But yeah, I had just finished making my dinner. It is a spicy shrimp noodle bowl.
Ooh.
Which I also had the misfortune, as I was making it, of doing something extraordinarily dumb, but everyone who cooks this sort of thing has done at least a few times.
What happened?
I was mincing up the Thai chili peppers.
Ooh.
For the dish.
Yeah.
And as I'm mincing up the peppers, a strand of hair falls and starts tickling my eyeball.
Uh-oh. You rubbed your eyes, motherfucker. No, you rubbed your eyes? Are you okay?
With chilies has done it at least once.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was perfectly fine. It was just oh yeah, chili pepper on the finger. Oh.
I've done that with garlic too many times.
Yep.
I'll be mincing up the garlic, and then I just like rub my face, and the next thing I know, my eyes are pouring out everywhere.
Yep. And I just grated garlic a couple moments before. Then I minced up my chili peppers. And then the hair went. So I had garlic juice. I had chili juice. It was just like I had accidentally hit myself with a can of chemical back when I was a correction officer.
You accidentally maced yourself.
Yep.
When I was, I think it was my second or third job, I was working at a pizza joint, and I was chopping up peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit one, like, I don't know what the hell happened, but it was a very juicy pepper. And the moment
right into the eye?
Right dead into my tear duct. Like,
ouch.
Just right, perfect, fates, like, planets aligned, just square into my eyeball. And I hit the ground. I'm just like, ah! And like everyone comes rushing in. They're like, what the hell happened? I'm just like, Pepper, I hurt. Like, can't talk. Just.
Yep, it was just that
so
slight
bad
delay as well.
And then everyone started laughing.
I had brushed the hair out. I go back to prepping my dinner. And then it's just this very... My eyes bothering me. Oh, that burns. Oh, son of a bitch.
So Cannibalistic Wizard asks, a male or female pepper? I think I know this one. The female pepper have the seeds. Is that right?
It's the amount of heat, if I remember correctly, is the differentiation point.
Oh, well, I'm not sure because I don't eat peppers. I apparently just shoot them into my eyeball.
But yeah, it was
It's just a regular red pepper, so it's not like anything special.
It burned, and it burned for a bit too much or too long. It was just that oh yeah, it's for bell peppers, it's the lobes and it is the flavor. It's female have the 4 or 5 and are sweet, male have the 3 and are bitter is the thing that everyone used to say about them. I thought that had been discounted though. And I'm almost positive that had been discounted. Let me double check. And it looks like it has been discounted. Because the fruit is neither sex. Though technically it should be considered all female because they are just the ripened ovaries.
Makes it less likely to want to eat food when you call it ripened ovaries.
Yep. Because, yeah, technically all fruit is a ripened ovary.
So in this case, going by the thing here, it would have been considered a female pepper. Because if I remember correctly, it had 4.
Okay. Yeah,
going by the myth,
Yeah.
as we're calling it here.
Mine were the little Thai chilies, so they don't really lobe. They just are these hateful little arrows that are delicious, but they hate you. Which I can't really blame them, because they hate you because you're eating them, which, fair enough. I mean, I would hate the person who tries to eat me. At least eat me in that fashion.
Oh, Lord. No, but literally, I can get why plants are pissed off. They made something to make it where it's poisonous to everybody, and they don't want to eat it. And some humans went, I want the hottest one of those.
Yeah.
Give me
and not
all
only do I the hottest one of those, I'm willing to put in the effort to make it the hottest one of those. I'm not even just content with looking for the hottest one. No. I'm gonna make the hottest one. And that's how we ended up with the Carolina Reaper, the Trinidad Scorpion, and Pepper X.
Okay, I've never heard of Pepper X.
It's like Mega Man, except for peppers.
So Pepper X is tied with the Carolina Reaper and the Trinidad Scorpion for the hottest pepper in the world. And effectively, yeah, the person who was making it said, I wanted it to sound as intimidating as I could, so I thought of old school comic books. And it was always Chemical X.
I agree, Assassin.
Sample X.
That just makes me think of Powerpuff Girls, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think old school, comic books and shit. I just think of the Powerpuff Girls.
Well, maybe the reason that the Powerpuff Girls were the way that they are is they just got concentrated Pepper X.
Yeah. That would be weird.
Or maybe like how Mojo Jojo became Mojo Jojo because of exposure to Chemical X. Maybe Pepper X is the result of standard chemicals, or standard peppers rather, being exposed to Chemical X, so they became Pepper X.
That makes more sense in the storyline. He spilt it on a bunch of peppers and they became Pepper X.
Yeah. We've completely rewritten the origin of Pepper X.
See, this is why you always label your watering cans.
Right. Mm-hmm. And don't put highly toxic chemicals in very breakable fucking, glass bulbs. That just seems like a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, durable, stirring like a fucking
lunatic.
Middle of the goddamn Dark Ages cauldron with a fucking big old oar of a paddle.
Hey, now, some traditions you don't fuck with.
Right? You just needed to cackle like a witch. It would have been perfect.
He had a monkey. He didn't have a cripple. If he was going to do some mad scientist shit, he should have had a cripple.
You didn't know if that monkey was crippled.
Yeah.
Mojo Jojo didn't even have a limp.
He could have been
let alone a hunchback.
He could have been
He was a scientist. He could have cured it.
Yeah. Maybe the Chemical X fixed his spine and he, got a big brain too.
No. You do your mad science with the cripple, and then only after you've done your mad science will you ever cure your cripple.
Yeah.
Unless your mad science is curing the cripple.
Or the cure made him mad.
I mean, he thought he was a good guy. I really don't think he was. Even when I was younger and I was watching that show, I was like, this is fucked up. That weird man just keeps randomly making small little girls. It's getting a little weird. Because they have a sister, too, that he locked up.
Yeah. How many little girls does he feel like he needs to make?
And if they misbehave, does he just, freeze all of them and make more? Because it's just weird.
Well, I mean, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
I guess it's better that he, put her in stasis or whatever and didn't just offer. But still. I never thought I would be having a Powerpuff conversation on this show with men.
Yeah.
I love how these
At
weird
least-
things just go.
At least he wasn't as evil and fucking weird as him.
That's who. Oh, yeah.
Him.
Oh.
The little devil gay dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
I actually loved him. He cracked me
The
up.
hermaphroditic devil.
Yeah, I was like, I lost the plot here, so I'm just going to check out.
Because if I
Oh,
remember
I'm
correctly,
sorry.
Well, no,
Him is-
with the show.
Him is canonically hermaphroditic.
Yeah. He be intersex.
And properly so, not the modern meaning of
But identifies as a man. He goes by he, him, obviously. But-
Sanguine, I don't know what you're talking about. The modern definition is the proper definition.
Yeah.
it. No, it isn't. Just like most modern definitions, it isn't the proper one. Just like the modern definition of bi-weekly means once every other week as well as twice within the same week. And the modern definition of literally has two definitions. The definition of literally, one is something that is in point of fact true. So it is literal, hence literally. The second definition is figuratively. The gormless fucks made literally its own antonym.
Yeah, but that's just because a lot of people use literally all the time. Like,
Like literally.
I'm
literally
literally holding
gone.
back the urge right now.
oh my, literally, I'm gonna die, and it's like, no,
They-
you're not. You
They
just got
literally
dumped.
use it
No,
all
no,
the time.
They are.
I'm
because
literally drowning in
that
jokes
can
right
be
now.
arranged.
And so they had to change the definition because people are weird.
And I
Because
I guess
say,
same
literally no
thing.
one knew what it was.
I know.
We
I'm
had-
guessing it's
one
because
of
if you say I'm figuratively gonna die, nobody really cares. It's not as dramatic.
I
And I
literally
think-
wanted attention.
And I think that the better solution is you have too many people saying that they're literally going to die, and then they don't. Correct the air.
I'm literally shaking right now.
I'm literally agreeing with you right now, Sanguine.
Good. And
Yeah.
if you're literally shaking and you aren't actually shaking, I'll pick you up and baby shake your dumb ass. You were
People are
figuratively shaking until I started shaking you, you dumb fuck.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
I like when Sanguine gets worked up.
It's infuriating because it shouldn't be its own antonym. It should have a fucking meaning. And bi-weekly should mean once every other week.
Yeah, that shit confused me too because somebody was like, "So do you get what you said? You get paid bi-weekly? Does that mean you get paid twice a week or like every other week?" And I'm like, "In what world do you get paid twice a week?"
No
Like-
fucking clue.
Prostitution.
But it's because people don't fucking understand if you're saying that it happens twice a week, that's semi-weekly. As in it happens once every half week. Also, if you're getting paid twice a week, you're probably a politician. And at least one of those payments is not legal.
Or a hooker.
Or tax deductible.
No matter how many personal checks you use.
If you're
Very,
only getting
very-
paid twice a week and you're a hooker, you're a bad hooker.
Or a
This
really
is
good
true.
hooker.
Or
You're
you're
not
Vince
supposed to have-
Vincent Jones, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you're an escort and you have like 2 people that you see every week and they pay you a shit ton of money, that would be getting paid twice a week.
Like, An exclusive hooker, yo. Come on now.
Okay.
Be classy.
Yeah.
Be classy.
If you're going exclusive hooker,
I know
then
one
yeah,
of
you can
those.
get paid twice a week, and that would be fine. If you're a standard hooker, though, and you're getting paid twice a week, find a different line of work. The demand clearly isn't there.
Dude, I know. I feel so bad for like some of the OnlyFans girls. Like you'll see them on podcasts and shit, and there's some of them that make like 60,000 a month and shit, and then they go to the next chick, and she's like, "I only make 400, but I just started."
Yep.
And it's like, because a lot of women will tell you they tried and they didn't really. It didn't work out, and it really has not a lot to do with looks and stuff. Because I've seen some of them. There's like big chicks that it's just like I guess promotion and what you're willing to do. Because like one chick just sticks her toes in peanut butter and makes a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like Gorlock the Destroyer.
It's if you're just doing standard shit on something like that, unless you were in early enough where you got to capitalize on being one of the progenitors, you probably aren't going to make much. Pareto principle kicks in.
Yeah. Or if you have
80%.
something interesting about you, like, that makes you stand out.
Which is, if you're catering to more than just the standard sort of material, because if there's always going to be fewer redheads than there are of any other hair color.
Mm-hmm.
Just by how numbers work and how genetics works.
Yeah.
So, I'm willing to bet the average pay for redheads is much higher than the average pay for brunettes, especially.
Or like I've seen some disabled chicks say they make a lot of money on there because people just have a weird curiosity.
Because people have specific kinks. If you meet a specific kink, you're going to make more money unless there's a shit ton of other people that meet that specific kink.
Or just out of curiosity, because they're just like, depending on your disability, they're like, how does this work? And they'll pay to see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we went from Powerpuff Girls to porn. So
there's one woman who's been in adult entertainment for the longest goddamn time for the fact that she has 2 pussies.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a certain rate of a mutation where someone will develop 2 sex organs.
So it's like hermaphroditism, but only with the same organ.
It's the same sex organ, just doubled. So it's due to an interesting thing that happens during the cellular differentiation. It ends up just doubling a section.
Duplodite.
So there's women that have 2 pussies. There's men that have 2 dicks.
I was the song Hermaphrodite just popped in my head. So I don't know if you've heard that song. It is one of my favorites.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm on my phone, and if you barely move your screen, it kicks you out for some reason. So.
Oh yeah. Because StreamYards is fun.
I never had that. What is? Oh God, I forgot the name. The thing we started out on.
Raccoons and assholes.
No, like that we used to stream on back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Hangouts.
Hangouts.
Yeah. I never had that problem on that. I was on my phone on that all the time. Never got kicked from it. Fucking StreamYards. As soon as you're on your phone, it's just whoop.
Yeah, Hangouts was developed by one of the biggest corporations in the world. StreamYards isn't.
I wonder why they got rid of that. Like, that is ridiculous.
Because people liked it.
Well,
True.
yeah, I can see that.
Because, I mean, yeah, we used that for a long time. It was a big
Yeah.
deal when they said they were closing it. We're like, what the fuck are we going to do? And everybody's like, go to, I don't even know the right acronym, OBS. And I'm like, my blind ass says, no, not doing it. So, and I know there's other people who can. I just also have a lot of laziness, I guess. I don't know. I do not like learning new things that I have to do.
That's
But
fair.
Quiz found StreamYards and was like, "Hey, this would work for you," and it does.
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to find something else a while back. We tried any number of things that I can't remember half the names of them, but Jitsi was one of them, and that seems to work out. That works for Jack when he does his stuff, but there's parts of it that I don't like it.
Yeah. It really sucks when you get super used to something and you do it all the time and it works really well, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, you can't do this anymore. We're shutting it down."
Yep.
Well, especially with like Google Meet, when that went from Hangouts to Meet, it's like, okay, yeah, we'll use Meet. Meet's fine. Well, then they put a timer on it.
Yep.
So you can only use it for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to move everyone over. And there she goes again.
She was showing what moving everyone over is like.
Exactly.
She was adding credence to what you were saying.
But yeah, the Dr. Mario thing is just because my son likes to fancy himself a medical expert now. Because
what does he have?
My youngest went to the urgent care, and he's beginning to show signs of kidney stone activity.
Ah, fantastic. That sucks, especially at a young age.
Especially, yeah, well, especially with this kid, he's gotten hit with everything. Like that poor guy. Like, what was that?
No one said anything.
Poppy was trying to say something.
Poppy was trying to say something.
Oh, I can hear something. Yay.
There we
We
go.
can hear you now.
That one was absolutely my fault. Eve wrote me on Discord and I clicked it without thinking.
Gosh damn it, Eve.
Hey, way to go,
Right.
Eve.
Like I was saying, if you applied to... Oh, go ahead.
I was just laughing, dude.
Ah, okay. If you apply to certain fetishes, or you have something strange that makes people go, what the fuck does that look like? You'll make bank, at least for a while, until everyone's seen it. And then they'll decide whether they enjoy seeing it or whether they don't enjoy seeing it.
Well, like take Dr. Pimple Popper, for example.
Yep.
Like that just started off as a YouTube thing, and that became a TV show.
Yep.
Yeah, that is like the most disgusting thing, but everybody, like, you if it comes on, you watch it. Cause...
Oh no, that's shit that my wife watches, and like we'll look over her shoulder because she absolutely hates it. But when but she always watches that, so we kind of like annoy her, and then we're just like, oh god, what?
Yep.
Because it's just like them raking this tool over this guy's like acne filled back, and then you just see all this pus just out, and it's like, yep, well, there goes my evening.
Yeah, it's this thing that has been studied many, many times. It's the Pareto principle. You guys have probably heard people talk about it, especially this is something that Jordan Peterson really talks about a hell of a lot. And it's the idea that the vast majority of all the money made in any particular field is made by like 12 to 20% of the group. So when you're looking at the number of authors that are really wealthy, it's about 12 to 20% of authors make 80% of the money off of being authors.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking at actors, 12 to 20% of actors make 80% of the money. When you're looking at any field, 12 to 20% make all the money.
Just to make a slight correction, 12 to 20%, either. What the hell's that? What's the hell's the word I'm trying to think of? Make agreements or have their agents get that money for them. And don't turn around and be like, well, men getting paid more than I do.
Everyone gets paid more than I do.
Like I said, this is true in every single field. 12 to 20% of agents get like 80% of the money. This is just how this shit works. You end up with the Pareto principle. It just kind of asserts itself. That's not to say this is how things should be, but don't confuse an is for an ought, nor should you confuse an ought for an is. Which means just because something is a specific way doesn't mean that it should be that way, nor just because something should be a specific way doesn't mean that it is that way.
I lost a razor blade.
Say again?
I lost a razor blade.
Okay.
There's wax on. I gave my old laptop to Angel, and she had it in her room, and I use it to stream now because I hate my new laptop. And there's wax on it, so I was scraping the wax off and using alcohol to clean it, and I lost the razor blade.
Okay.
On my bed.
Oh, that's not good.
No. We'll find
On
it.
the bright side, yeah, I'm sure you'll know when you find it.
Yeah, you'll definitely know when you find it. Hopefully you don't find it with your flesh, though.
Well, I mean, gently maybe. So.
Not edge on.
It'll be like the old days.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's one of those things that's just... This asserts itself everywhere. In porn, this is the case. In every business, this is the case. People try to act like, well, it shouldn't be the case. Well, it is the case. So you either
and some people
function...
are going to do better.
Yeah, there's going to be about 1/5 of the group doing it will make an obscene amount of money compared to everyone else. And that's just how it is. Bitching and moaning about it doesn't do a goddamn thing. If you're the first person that does it in an area, you'll be the person that makes that obscene amount of money, at least for a while, until someone potentially outcompetes you. And that's the thing, just because someone starts out in that 1/5 doesn't mean that they stay in that 1/5. The number of professional athletes that earn an obscene amount of money and then become poorer than they started out before they became a professional athlete is absolutely unbelievable. And it's the idea that when something is come by easily and quickly, people don't have any real respect for it. So they end up burning through it. If money came to you easily, it's very easy to let go of that money. If you had to work your ass off in order to get that money, you tend to be a damn sight, and I almost used a word that I realized the last time someone used it, they lost their political career. You end
Uh-oh.
up becoming a damn sight more tight-fisted with that money. There's a word that sounds kind of like the N word, but really just means extremely frugal. And that was the word that I nearly used.
Oh yeah, don't use any words that can get you in trouble. Or us.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has an entirely different origin.
But
Has
it's close enough.
absolutely nothing to do with the other word, but because someone said that it sounded like the other word, they went, it's racist. It isn't. Has nothing to
Yeah.
do with the racist word.
But I think a lot of it also is if you get a lot of money, if you grew up poor, like poor, I'm not talking like, oh, we ate hamburger helper sometimes. I mean like poor, like
Mm-hmm.
food bank mixing tomato sauce with random noodles to eat poor. And you all of a sudden hit a bunch of money. People tend to go a little crazy with that because they have no experience
Yep.
with money, like saving money, budgeting money. It's just kind of like, I have money now, I can get all the stuff I never had or I can never get, and they just kind of go hog wild with it, and then they're out of money.
Yep.
And it's like,
And-
no, I have money now. Fuck this. I'm getting Gordon Ramsay to make my tomato sauce.
Well, and it's not even that. Usually it's not even like that where they buy like really stupid stuff. It's just like I knew somebody, like not a millionaire or anything like that, like not absurd, but she grew up around me extremely poor. And then she married into a family who was pretty well off. And she had this thing where she bought the stuff they needed and like is useful, and some stuff she wanted, but she bought a lot of it.
Mhm.
Like they had 4 pantries full of food.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have food, you don't have food security. So in your brain, you're like, I have money now, I need to buy all the food.
Yep. Yeah, she was afraid of when's the next time that we aren't going to have food. If I stockpile now, I'll be ready.
And then she keeps buying.
Food
Yep.
insecurity is a sad thing to see.
Yeah.
Honestly, I will be very open here, and it's not something I normally tell people. I have that issue. Chris has had to get used to it. I hide food in my bedroom and randomly around the house.
Yep.
And I've tried to break that habit, but if I don't do, most of the time I do it without even thinking. Like I'll pull stuff out of my backpack, and instead of putting it back in the kitchen, I stick it like in my dresser drawer or something,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a habit. And Chris thought it was really weird and was pissed about it at first. Like, why do I keep finding food in weird places?
Mm-hmm.
And then after somebody sat down and had a conversation with him, and she was just like, she was homeless when she was a kid, and food not really a thing.
Well,
Mhm.
I had a friend who growing up, he lived in a bus. So, like, a lot of the food that they had was like cold out of the can.
Yep.
And so, like, when he stayed over one night, and he's just like, "What is this?" And she's like, "It's spaghetti." Like,
Yeah.
but it's warm. Like it was so weird and just completely like out of this guy's base. And then like just the way he ate it was like near primitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it is, especially when you're younger. Like if you're a kid, that's normal to you. Like it's kind of like you understand other people live differently, but to you, that's just how everything always is. So when you go somewhere and it's different, it technically is better, but it's still weird as shit and, and overwhelming. Like, okay, I want to go back home.
Yeah, you
Wherever
start
that
to
is.
get that almost prison slouch when you're eating.
Yeah. Like someone's going to take your food.
Yep.
Like he's one of the ones like when I realized that Facebook was an ever so popular thing. He's one of the ones I tried to look up, just because I was curious as to what happened to him, because his dad picked him up middle of the night and just took off.
Damn.
And I'm like, We never saw this kid again.
Yeah.
And so it's like, just out of sheer curiosity of what happened to this kid. From what my dad heard, his dad either got a job offer or there was a family emergency that happened in the middle of the night that he ended up having to leave the state. And I'm like, that's, as a kid, you're just like, well, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But, thinking back on it, I'm just like, his dad probably killed someone.
Or did something, yeah. Or CPS. A lot of times when you're homeless, you really got to worry about CPS. So
Yeah.
if the state starts looking into it and they're like, hey, do you actually live somewhere? You jump states or jump cities to get away from them, so they don't take your kids.
Well, and I don't see that, like, this is back when I was a kid. So our town had like 750 people in it, like maybe.
Yeah.
And there was no one that petty there. Well, at least I wouldn't
Mhm.
think so. Well, never mind. There was a couple, but
Well, I mean, it's not even just pettiness. Like, let's be honest, living homeless when you're a child, not a good thing.
no.
It's a very bad situation to keep children in. I can speak from experience.
Especially
I
like
mean-
Montana winters.
Yeah, so for some people, it's not being petty or mean to the parents. It's just kind of like, this kid's in a bad situation. Maybe we should look into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he seems a little weird. And like you said, he ate the spaghetti like he was feral or something, like
Yeah.
that. People are going to pick up on that.
He was the only kid in our class that had a phonics book. So it was really kind of weird. Because when he joined the class, I think he was coming from it was definitely out of city or out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So it could just be something that he had from them that he just carried over with him. So yeah, it was really kind of weird that he had a phonics book. And I'm like, what is this phonics? Like, it's very Appalachian. Just be like, he got one of them there phonics books.
I was about to say, should we be worried that you don't know what phonics was at the time?
Well, it depends on where you live. And he said his place
Are you
only had like
talking
700
all
people.
here?
Our phonics wasn't called phonics. Our phonics was called English. That was it. Like that's just what it was called.
Well,
Yeah.
phonics would be your reading.
Yeah, and so I had no fucking clue.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small town. He says like 700 people.
Yeah, my sister's graduating class was 7.
Yeah, school settings in those very tiny
How
towns
many
are
people
usually.
failed, or is that everyone passed and it was still
Everyone graduated, and it was all 7.
It's very, very small town, dude. My aunt used to live in one of those towns. Literally, like the old Western buildings you see in ghost towns and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it still looked like. Like, it was the same buildings that they had back in the 1800s. Like, it was, and it was called, I think it used, Frost, Texas, had like 400 people in it. And the houses were just placed randomly. They were just around.
Nice.
There was Main Street, which was basically the town, a church, and what they called a grocery store. Not actually a grocery store. It was more like a convenience store, but
It was
with a
more
gas
like
station.
the local market store that was
Yeah.
also a gas station.
Yeah, and I remember visiting out there. It was very different because I grew up in Dallas, so going to the middle of nowhere, it felt like I went back in time into a Western or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our town had 2 gas stations that also, one had some convenience items. The other one had a wider selection of convenience items, and then there was there was 2 grocery stores on either side of town, which really couldn't compete with each other because they both had opposite stuff. So it's like they both had milk or whatever, but it was mainly about the same price. Like you really couldn't like see any price difference there. But
Like you went to one for Coke and the other one for SpaghettiOs.
like one for Coke, one for Pepsi. It's almost the exact like just opposite sides of the same coin.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is different. Like my cousin, like I said, my aunt lived out there, so my cousins grew up in a very tiny town. I grew up in a very large town. It's extremely different, like scenario, like just everything, grocery shopping, going to school, playing outside with your friends is just total opposite ends of life right there.
My graduating class was 304, and of those, I graduated at 303.
Hey, at least someone was below you.
Suddenly, your not understanding what phonics was is making more sense.
Be nice.
Oh no, I was just lazy. Yeah, I graduated near the bottom.
Hey, it's better than me. I didn't graduate at all.
Like my realization that I was fucking around so much was discovered very late. So yeah, it was like, because yeah, I still really, I didn't know what I wanted to do growing up until I was 30. And even by then, it was like, it's too late now.
I don't know if it's rude to ask, but I've never asked. How old are you?
I am 42.
Ah, you're 2 years older than me.
Della, are you younger than me or older than me? Am I the baby tonight somehow?
Is Della still here?
I don't know, but I am gonna duck out. I'm getting pretty tired, and like I said earlier, I got to work in the morning potentially. So,
Okay. Well, thank
Fair
you
enough.
for coming and dealing with all this stuff in the beginning with me.
it was nothing. Always happy to be here.
I always appreciate you.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
All right,
Have
man.
a good one.
See ya.
I still remember back in the early days of Minions when, for some reason, like half the Minions thought that I was the oldest Minion.
It's the way you talk. It was the same with Polly. Remember, Polly? Everyone thought Polly was way older than he was,
Yep.
and he would be like, "I'm older, I'm older than this person, but I'm younger than Poptart," and everyone's like, "No, you're not."
Well, I thought Camel was just as old, if not older than me.
Yeah, it's the way people talk in their voices.
When we first started talking, because I'm like, this guy's definitely smarter than I am. Like, not that that's saying much, but
Camel's also a crotchety old man just by nature.
Yeah. Dude, everyone thought I was younger than I was, I guess because the way I talk, but then I would be like, "Oh yeah, my 16-year-old daughter," and everyone's like, "What the fuck? What?"
I just remember early on when Hammer said that he was the oldest of the Minions at that point, which he was.
Yeah, he was.
And everyone went, "No, you aren't. Sanguine's older." And I'm going, "The fuck I am."
You're over here like, "Do you think I'm 60? What's happening?"
Hammer's old enough to be my dad. What the fuck do you mean he's younger than I am?
Yeah, Polly, everyone tripped out when they found out his age too. They were like, no. And we're like, no, seriously. He is not in his 50s, I promise.
Yep.
Like even his friends, this wasn't even like the audience or anything. It was, people he talked to every day were like, "You are not that age."
And
so it's not just you.
Yeah, I've since found out it's not just me here, as well as it's not just you guys that think that I'm this unaging ancient. of unknown origin, because there have been several other communities that have just assumed that I am unfathomably ancient and no one knows how old I am.
You
but
know why that is, right?
Because I have a very proper speaking voice and I have a wide vocabulary.
It's your formatism.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's not even just the vocabulary you use, it's the way you speak and the pattern you speak in and everything. It does come off as an older generation.
Yeah, I have an unusual cadence and
And
unusual diction.
I don't think that Prospero is the oldest minion.
Yeah, I thought that was Skep.
Yeah,
Yes.
Skep is the oldest.
Skeptalk is the oldest minion. Like as far as I know, the oldest actual like with the title minion, because we stopped minionizing people after a little while when we ended up with like 38 or something.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, it just kept going up and up and up, and it's like, okay, we have too many mods now. Everybody's a mod.
Yeah, Skep is the oldest, Prospero's second, then it's Hammer.
Mm-hmm. And there's a bunch of people in the middle that are like in their late 30 to like 40, and then there's a few that are older than that. And then we have a few young ones. Like Thor came on the other day. I know he's not on very Zelthor. I know he's not on, but he started off at the very beginning and he was like fucking 17, 16.
Yeah.
I think just without looking at the list, I think Jacob and Kara are the youngest, aren't they?
Yeah, but I never see them anymore. Are they still around?
Yeah, they're still around. They hang mainly around Chaos.
Yeah, they were babies. They were. I was like, does your mom know you're talking to me? Like, I need a confirmation that I'm not going to go to prison or anything. Like, we need to make sure your mom knows that you're speaking to adults on the internet. And he was like, you're not my mom. I'm like, I'm somebody's mom, and I know you need permission.
I'm a mom of one of your peers.
Zelthor got creeped out because I was like, my daughter's a year younger than you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no.
Hey,
I'm like, I'm literally old enough to be your mother.
Yeah. Though I do compliment him for his ability to withhold, because I know at that age I would have immediately responded, is she cute?
I think so, but I'm biased, so I think all my kids are adorable. Even though they're all adults now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking weird. My youngest child is now 18 years old. We went to fill out the school paperwork for school starting back up, and I realized I can't sign for it. I'm not her legal guardian anymore. So she had to go sign all the paperwork.
Mm.
But
that was a weird ass moment.
It just amused me to no end that everyone assumed that I was ancient.
Yeah.
And probably the best example was Weibo assuming I was ancient. Because when Weibo found out my age, I still remember word for word what the fuck she said to me immediately after finding out how old I was at the time. She went, "No, you aren't that young. You're that young? Holy shit, I thought you were some Gandalf-like Dumbledore-esque character." And I'm just going, son of a bitch, okay.
No, you remind me more of the dwarves on Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
No,
they can be old or young, but they're all the same.
Yep.
Weeba was one who I thought was younger than she was. Like, I thought she was way younger than she actually was.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And she's
got
like, yeah,
out.
and I'm going to college. I'm like, you liar.
I got called out on Monkey Stream by Some Dumb American, SDA, because I was just in there talking, and I told Monkey that my daughter's birthday was coming up. It was like her 15th, 16th birthday. And she was like, Who is she talking about? And he was like, her daughter, Willow. We talk to her sometimes. And she was like, wait. What? And she just paused for a minute and screamed, "Oh my God, you're old."
Yep.
I was Monkey has just stopped. He was like, "Oh my God, what the?"
You
He's
can't
like,
just
"Don't
tell
do that."
people they're old.
He just didn't know how. He was like, "STA, what the hell?" And she's like, "I didn't mean that in a bad way. I thought she was my age because the little picture she has. I thought she was my age." And he's like, "No." And she's like, "But she's old." And I'm like. I was like, I don't actually take that insultingly, but it is weird on a stream with like 300, 400 people just to be someone to scream, "Oh my God, you're old" at you.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I got so many reactions from different people that apparently it is just assumed that I am unknowingly ancient. And
You're one of those 2,000-year-old, beings.
yeah, because everyone just assumes that I'm ridiculously old. And it's not even like they assume I'm standard human old a good chunk of the time. It's
You know what? Sorry.
straight up, I'm an otherworldly being, ancient it seems.
You know what's bad? I still don't know your age.
Yeah,
I just know you're younger than me.
yep,
That's it. And I just roll with that. I'm like,
yeah.
And anyone I don't know their age, I just talk to them like they're like 16 or 18. I just assume you're extremely young until you tell me you're not.
Mhm.
That gets on what's his name? Fuck, I'm bad with words right now.
There's so many people that could be.
The one who's obsessed with birthdays and shit.
Oh, you're talking cryptic.
Check.
Check. No, it's not cryptic.
Check your logic.
Check.
your
Yes,
logic.
check.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with that sentence now. I'm sorry. But yeah, I annoyed the shit out of him somehow.
Hey,
and I
Kathy.
forgot how. Oh yeah, because I refuse to. I tell him he's 16 because he refuses to say around his age. Because even if you give me a roundabout
Yep.
age, you don't have to give me your straight up age, but roundabout. Like I think one time you told me you're like I'm over 18, but I'm under your age, and I'm like, okay, that works.
Yeah, at the time I said like I'm mid or late 20s.
Yeah. So, but he refuses to give me an age at all. So I'm like, you are forever in the minor zone until you say otherwise.
Yep.
So I shall treat you like a child.
But yeah,
Kefki's
Yeah.
in the chat.
one of those things that's just okay, I guess this is my lot in life. I'm ancient.
Like you said, it's the way you talk and your vocabulary and stuff. Because when I use my big girl vocabulary, everybody freaks out. I'm like, how did you age 20 years?
Yeah. And there's words that I realized I default to that I have no clue why the fuck I default to them.
Yeah.
That haven't been used in legit hundreds of years in most areas of the world. Like, the naval terms for the different sides of the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are the terms that you are used to?
Starboard.
Yeah.
Uh,
Port side.
Port side.
Okay, so you're used to starboard and port.
Yeah.
For some reason, the ones that I have always known as far back as I can remember, that's not to say I've always known them, just these are the ones that I default to, are
Yeah.
starboard and larboard.
Ah. Maybe you're just like reincarnated.
And I looked up not terribly long ago when I said, yeah, starboard and larboard. And someone went, you mean starboard and port? And I said, yeah, those are also the same thing, but starboard and larboard. And they said, I've never heard larboard. And I went, I think it's something that people normally know. It's apparently only survived the 17 to 1800s swap in whalers. Whalers continued using starboard and larboard, but the Admiralty swapped over to starboard and port in like 1816 or some shit.
Yeah.
Which then made me go, why the fuck do I know starboard and larboard? And I still don't know why I know starboard and larboard. I just know that I've always known them as starboard and larboard.
Well, can't show that on the stream. Ew. Gross.
I have no idea what just happened.
Now I'm worried.
I was kind of reaching out for either palate cleanser stuff or whatsoever to show, just as a.
Mhm.
No, I'm convinced.
Yeah, the first thing that popped up is a very Ethan and Ralph-esque lady tearing through some cakes at a store. And yeah, we're not going to show
someone with a pronounced fupa, which,
and she's rubbing all over herself, and I could have gone without seeing that.
Oh my lord. Okay, but no, I'm convinced
did
Sanguine was
Foodie
just
deconvert from Islam? And she falls off.
Oh man.
And you heard that the White House cocaine has... They've discovered who it was, but they haven't issued any charges, right?
Did they actually have a person, or is it
The Secret Service said that they know who the cocaine was from. They didn't give the name of the individual that they know it's from, nor have they put forward anything for charges against the person.
And they're not gonna
now say that they know it's from, nor have they voiced any intention to put forward charges against the person that they say that they know it's from.
How's it going,
Which
Kifty?
It's
Hey,
going.
Kifty.
I'm looking at the chat, and I just heard. I was like, I know what that is.
And that tells me that who exactly it is that it was from, without them saying who it was from, because everything else only works if it's from that specific person.
I believe Occam's razor in this case.
Exactly.
Arkham's razor.
The simplest, most parsimonious answer is going to be the correct one.
Oh.
I am no Sherlock Homie, but
Yep.
I know for a fact that I could probably guess whose that is.
Exactly. And it's confirmed by the fact that they know who it is, they aren't charging anyone, and they have no intention to charge anyone. That just made everyone immediately go, oh, so it is him. Okay.
Yeah.
So how you doing, sweetie? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Poppy?
Pretty
It's
good.
nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm just gnawing on a piece of chicken right now.
Oh my God! I had chicken earlier. I had some fried chicken right before I got on here. It was delicious.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been using the crock pot because it's like 111 outside, and you do not want to turn on the oven when,
Oh God, no.
when it's that hot because your house is
Really?
hot on both. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets hot real fast. So I've been using the crock pot. So I made those little tiny potatoes, and I seared up some
Tenderloin?
chicken on and put that in, and broccoli. It's really good.
Speak of the devil and look
That
who
sounds
appears.
good.
It's Polly. And she runs.
Wait, what?
Poppy is fled at the sight of you, Polly.
Polly?
But,
Oh my god, it's Polydub!
Welcome back again.
Welcome back, Poppy.
I hate using my phone. I tried to switch from looking at y'all to switching over to looking at the chat, and it kicked me off again.
Mm.
Don't
Yeah,
hit the X.
Go ahead, Jody, sorry.
I just said don't hit the X.
Oh,
I
don't hit the
didn't.
X.
I didn't. It keeps kicking me off. I don't know. It's huge. Hi, Polly. That man never talks to me anymore. But hey.
I hate
Well,
using
probably
the
'cause
phone
you follow
too. It's so
Chloe.
hard to type. You know, it's
Hey.
the keys are so small. You can't type anything.
oh,
If he
You
didn't want me
are
to call him
preaching-
Chloe, he wouldn't exist.
Kefki, you're preaching to the fucking choir. Do you know how goddamn enormous my fingers are?
I've seen them.
I
They
could
are very
assume,
large.
yes. Very big, right?
So
Yeah.
this is something that was gone over before, but the most common male wedding band size in the United States is a US 10 ring size.
Oh, jeez. That's big. Yeah. A wedding band. That's your ring finger. Yeah.
That's
That's
the
big.
most common size for a wedding band, so that's for the ring finger. My
Mhm.
pinkies are US 11.
Mm.
My ring fingers are US 13s.
Only 2.5 bigger than mine. Or 1.5. Wait.
My left
1.5.
index is a US 13. My middles and my right index are all US 16s.
Well,
Yeah.
well, Moses, you got some big hands.
Chris has the same problem trying to find rings or bracelets or anything because,
The largest that most places carry will be a 13.
yeah.
Oh.
And even then, they'll have a couple 13s. The majority of the time, if you have 13 plus, you have to custom order. So I have to custom order for every finger except for my pinkies.
Mm. Yeah. I can only imagine. I don't know how you use a phone. That would be so annoying. Excuse me.
I fat finger the ever living fuck out of my phone. I will go to hit one button, and my fingertip will land on 4.
Oh God. Oh no. You know what those little, like back in the old days, we had these phones that had little keypads on them, like a calculator, so you could feel the keys. They were raised up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the way that I had to deal with those was I would literally use my pinky at an angle.
Ah. Do you have a stylus? Maybe you could use a stylus?
Oh, I'll use the stylus on my phone a fair chunk of the time when I'm trying to
Yeah.
type something of any real length.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull out the stylus on my phone because my phone thankfully comes with one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
nice.
I'll use a stylus on my phone, but I just have goddamn enormous fingers, so most things are rather difficult to do when it comes to it.
Does your ring size fluctuate? It's weird. Like I'll wear 8, but then certain times of the season it won't fit. It'll be too big. But then
Okay.
No, usually that's either just like swelling or weight gain and weight loss.
no.
The
It's
only
almost
time
like
that-
it's like in
My
winter. It's smaller. Sorry, Sanguine. Go ahead.
The only time that my fingers really change size is with my hydration level.
Oh.
If I get really dehydrated, the flesh sucks back on the bone a bit more.
So maybe you're a little dehydrated during the summer and more hydrated during the winter.
That would make sense. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're getting hot and you're not drinking enough water.
Yeah, it's hard to drink enough water. It really is because it tastes like from the.
Yeah, I had to find one I was willing to drink, and now I drink like 2 liters a day. But before that,
Oh, that's
it was a
good.
struggle. Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
struggle. I found the body armor water, and I drink the hell out of that.
Yep.
But I can't drink like normal. I can't drink tap water because it makes me physically ill. Something in our water
Ugh.
here, like
Yeah.
it's horrible. And I've tried drinking normal bottled water, but it just goes right through me and doesn't do anything. I figured out I need the one with electrolytes.
Mm-hmm.
That helps. If I drink plain just bottled water that's been filtered and everything, and I just pee every 15 minutes. Nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was
I
something
don't like
that
tap water either. Sorry.
Oh no, you first.
Oh no, I was just gonna say hug 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 Keeve, and damn it, Tyrannosaurus, Lich, I am not a vampire.
Do you want to say hi to Kefki? Do you
Hello,
want to
boy.
say hi? Angel's in here. She was asking me if I wanted a drink. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Aw.
She's over here
Angel.
sign languaging. They're all saying hi. She's trying to get over here.
Yeah, when it
You
comes
want the
to
headphones?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Sleepy.
Yeah. How much have you slept?
I don't know. It's summer.
This is
I don't
true.
wanna go
This
to
is
school.
true. I am the insomniac too, so I can't say anything. It's like I'll sleep when I fall unconscious, basically.
I mean, I can't see you nod.
But yeah, for me, there's certain types of water that I'll drink a fair bit of. Tap water from my tap, just straight, I can't drink because it has unusually high levels of lead.
Ugh. That can kill you.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
which
can.
I was actually sent a letter from my water board saying, you should filter whatever water we send to you. You have high lead. And it's just one of those, great. Isn't that the point of your very existence?
Yeah, what are you paying them to do? Exactly. Yeah, they're supposed to do that. Purify the water.
Yep.
Derp.
I don't like drinking my city's water because it's literally recycled sewer water.
Bleh.
What drunk is?
I know they clean it out really good and everything, but we had a thing like 10, 20 years ago where all the boys started growing breasts because people were peeing out their birth control and they
Yep.
couldn't
Oh
get
my
that out of the water.
God.
So everybody was getting extra hormones from the birth control. And everybody knows this, but apparently people just chose to forget because I'm at work and they're like, you always bring bottled water. I'm like, I'm not drinking the tap water. They're like, why? And I'm like, it's recycled sewer water. And they all act shocked like they didn't know this. I'm like, it was a huge thing like 10 years ago.
But yeah, I have the high lead, so I have to filter all my water with a filter rated for lead.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
all kinds of fun.
Yeah, there ain't no Brita for lead. That's
Actually, there are Brita filters that are rated for lead.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
wow.
They're probably more expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they would be, but I did not know that.
Because, like, there's 2 inline Brita water filters that you can get. One of them is lead rated.
Huh.
So I get the lead rated one, and the other one is rated for standard contaminants.
I
Yeah.
sent the link to Polly in his Discord if you want to join in.
I don't know. He disappeared out of the chat, so I don't know where.
Well, Johnny
He
sent
just
you a
kind of
link.
he pops in and out of the world, and we don't know what's going on. It's okay if he doesn't come.
He is a mysterious otter.
Yes.
No, there is something I did want to do. A couple things I wanted to speak to him about, but as he is so mentioned, he is bad at replying to DMs. But
Yeah.
it's not like I have sent a DM to him in a while, so
Yeah. Well, he says he's got a lot going on and he's kind of spacey. So I mean,
well, yeah, and he's just by the sounds of it, he's been incredibly busy. So I'm not going to, distract him with mind-numbing bullshit. Like I know that he was talking with Far about the Chris Chan documentary.
Oh yeah. I got
And
obsessed with that for a little while.
so we had been talking about looking into kind of just as far as like surface level locales, just kind of like how it came to be, what's going on, and we're just like we wanted to start strong. Started off with Keffels.
Yeah, I was about to say Keffels,
and then we went
DSP.
to Ethan Ralph, and then Far helped us with Chris Chan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's like, I asked her for like, is there anything you can enlighten us? And she's just like, here, let me get my encyclopedia. Just like flop, just more than happy to just jump on in. And she's just like,
everything.
She's like, what do you want to know? And I'm like, like,
she'll be over here like he was born this day at this time at this hospital.
Oh yeah, and like she went in, point A to point B. She's like, anything else you want? Let me know. And it's like, oh my god, like, and so she pointed out the documentary to me, and I think I'm on episode 19.
Yeah, isn't there like 36 fucking
70 something.
Oh my god, it's bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
No.
I've even jumped through a couple because it's just like there are trolls out there who go like I consider myself troll-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the degree that these people would do. Like
Right.
this is
Well, you don't have family members that work at a specific building that is in Langley, Virginia, and have an interesting history.
well, I'm not talking about that one, but I just mean like
He had very dedicated trolls.
yeah, like
They would go on for years.
like there are things that I would do as a prank, and then there's these people.
All right.
Yep.
These people are like, I don't want to be anywhere near you guys.
They're
Like,
probably going to be in prison at some point.
There were some that were good-natured, like, I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was Liquid Chris was the one that was actually trying to help Chris get his life sorted out.
Oh, we talked about Christian. I had to go pee at it. I excuse myself.
Yeah, we ended up going on to Chris Chan. I think it was Liquid
no.
Chris. Do you remember if it was Liquid Chris, Kefke? That was the one that was like, here's how you get your life sorted out, dude.
Liquid Chris was
was
his girlfriend was the one that seemed to be like sort your life out and stuff. But the way they did that was so very mean. It just she
did
pretended to be in
start
love
out-
with him.
It did start out mean, and then it became more of, look, this isn't fun anymore. Here's how you sort your life out. Please sort your life out for the love of fucking God, man.
Right.
Here's everything that you need to do.
My main thing with Chris Chan is like everybody tries to do that. Well, he's autistic. This is just what autistic people are like.
No,
and I'm like,
fuck
hold
you.
up. Right? No. Excuse me. I do no. Nobody in my household behaves this way. Okay, this is him.
no. Yeah.
I am not Chris Chan. I do not act like Chris Chan. This is a Chris Chan specific issue. This is not just because he's touched by the tism.
Right? Because I heard so many people saying that it was just like, well, he's autistic and he doesn't know better and he can't learn. And I'm like, okay, don't blame that all on the autism, please. Like,
Yeah, and
His
fuck
mother
you.
coddled him.
It's
This is
autism and bad parents.
Ironically, yes.
And-
It's ironic because Barbara coddled him, and look what happened.
ugh.
You know?
This is something that I've covered many times, though. The idea that I can't help it because I have insert mental disorder here. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not anything that you're ever going to be allowed to say. That's nothing that you should ever try to reach for. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
there-
say, well, I'm an asshole because I'm autistic. No, there are autistic
Yeah.
people that aren't assholes.
There are
You-
very few mental disorders that can get away with not being able to learn new behaviors, right? But there's very
If-
few of them.
If you have a neurological condition that makes it so that you cannot learn
Yeah.
because you have goldfish memory. Yes, I will accept that as a you can't you can't expect me to know XYZ. I
Yeah.
have goldfish memory disorder. That works.
Goldfish memory disorder.
Right.
If
But just straight up having Asperger's is not.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
you can't blame me for being an asshole. I have Asperger syndrome. Yeah, I have Asperger syndrome too. I can choose whether to be an asshole or not. There's a major
Yeah.
difference. If
And I
I'm an
hated that.
asshole, it isn't I'm an asshole because I have Asperger syndrome. It's I'm an asshole because I choose to be an asshole today.
And that's why for the longest time, I never told people I was autistic. I just was like, my brain's wired wrong. And if you go back to older streams, that's what I said. Like, my heart occasionally
Yeah.
fucks up. I occasionally have seizures because my brain's wired wrong. And everybody accepted that just fine. As soon as I said it's because I'm autistic, everybody was like, no, you're not. Because they have these example of autistic people, like Christian.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you remember when I told everyone that I was autistic, that I had
Yeah.
Asperger syndrome? The immediate response was, no,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
They like to argue with you. They're like, no. Like, why would I say it if I'm not? Like,
It wasn't just that they liked to argue. It was that, no, hold on. This makes a lot of sense. The fuck?
yeah. That's why. And then everybody's like, oh, he does spurg out a lot.
But it's something that it drives me crazy whenever someone tries to use autism as the reason that they're an asshole, because you can not be an asshole and be autistic.
Oh, yeah.
You can be an asshole and not be autistic.
And yes, autistic people are awkward, but he is a whole different level.
Yeah.
That is like the extreme level of awkwardness, and it just kept getting worse as he got older. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. The thing is that I have very little ability to read facial expression off of someone that I don't know.
Mhm.
Once I learn someone, and that's the thing, I have to learn actions that other people just kind of get. I have to learn them person by person. So you'll have kids that have to learn facial expressions. But then once they learn facial expressions, they see that facial expression from Smuckatelli or Joe Schmo from Idaho or insert made-up person here. They'll go, oh, that emotion means this.
Yeah.
My specific version of Asperger syndrome makes it so that I don't recognize that connection quite the same way. So I have to learn Smuckatelli's sad face. I have to learn Joe Schmo's sad face. I have to learn insert third person's sad face.
Holy cannoli, is that my heartbeat or is that something outside?
It's car outside, dum-dum. Your heart doesn't beat
But-
to a rhythm like that. Boom, 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 boom.
Stop it! That's so loud! It's shaking my room. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's something that it drives me crazy when someone tries to get away with being an asshole because they're autistic. Because
Funny.
that,
Hi to the other you two. Sorry.
yeah,
It is pretty funny.
it makes it so that the argument when you're saying, well, you can't blame me because I'm autistic, is this is something that all autistic people do. And fuck you, I don't do that shit. You don't get to lump me together with you.
Yeah.
You can say, I have a problem with XYZ, and I have no problem with that. I have a problem with facial expression.
Mm.
It doesn't mean that I'm completely excused from every single time that I'm being an asshole to someone because I don't realize that they're getting pissed off. But it means that if I see your facial expression, I might misconstrue it for something else.
Yeah.
Once it's brought to my attention that, no, this is what's happening, I don't get to go, no, that wasn't what was happening.
I think
Or
she's
go,
laughing
well,
at
I'm
chat.
autistic. Yeah.
Yes,
she's laughing.
I'm sorry. Laughed at Witch. I'm sorry.
I know you're going on your autism rant, but
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And it just drives me crazy constantly because I hear this for untold disorders of, well, you can't judge me because I have this. You can't judge me because I have that. You can't judge me because I have this. And no, I can judge you all the fuck I please, no matter what the hell it is.
yeah, I will
And-
definitely say my mental disorders are an issue, but I don't tell people not to judge me on it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just be like, my bad. Like, I fucked up.
Yeah. I can judge you, and I'm well within my right to judge you. Also, if when it's pointed out that you're doing XYZ, and it's a bad thing that you're doing XYZ, and you do nothing to stop XYZ, you just go, well, you can't blame me. Now I absolutely fucking can.
You're like, now I am.
Oops, looks like I stepped in some tism.
If it was... if I said, well, you should have realized I was pissed off, and you went, oh, sorry, I have a really hard time judging facial expression. I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
Then...
Or
yeah,
you talk about ways to communicate better, because we have to do that in our house a lot. People are confused about what's going on, and we're like, okay, we need to be more clear about what our emotions are and make sure we tell people, like, this is upsetting me. Don't just assume they know that you're upset.
Yep.
Because half of us probably don't.
Yeah. You have to legitimately go up to them and say, this is pissing me off.
Right. Like, we have to work on stuff like that. Like, even little things, like if I'm turning on the disposal or the vacuum or whatever, I have to yell out in the house, loud noise. That way everybody knows and doesn't get pissed off.
Yeah. And there's things that I've straight up told people, if this is causing XYZ, let me know. Because you might think that I know. I can tell you I do not.
Yeah.
So, let me know, and by let me know, I don't mean say something that you think will tell me. I mean, tell me these words specifically. If I'm pissing you off, come up to me and say, you're really pissing me off because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
No fisticuffs, guys. Don't fight. Don't do it. Sorry.
Chris showed me a TikTok recently, and it was funny because he just pointed it at my face. Like I was doing something, he just shoved his phone in my face, and it was like saying, guys with autism, you don't like dominant women because they're dominant. You like dominant women because they know exactly what they want and don't want, and they tell you.
Straightforward.
Yeah, they'll specifically tell you what they want and what they don't want. Like if you do something wrong, they'll be like, no. if you do something they like, they're like, that. This is okay. And he was like, this is why we work. And I'm like, oh, because I'm very blunt. And he's like, yeah. Because he'll walk up like, can I cuddle with you? And I'm like, fuck no. Not right now. Go away.
There are times when people need that very straightforward, this is what's going on. And this is why anytime that I realize that, oh shit, I've been talking past someone or someone's been talking past me, I try to go, oh, okay, this is the issue that was happening here. When I say XYZ, this is what I mean. When you say that, you mean something different than what I mean.
Yeah.
So, if you hear me say this, I'm not saying what you would be saying with that.
Mm-hmm. The read
And-
between the line thing, I hate that.
Yeah, and I've had to do that with a bunch of people. And this is one of the reasons why a fair chunk of the time I'm able to pick up on when it's two people are talking past each other rather than an actual issue with the people themselves.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to having to look at, am I talking past someone?
Yeah.
That when it comes down to it, and I'm able to listen to, okay, this is what this person thinks, I'm able to go, oh shit,
Yeah.
this
No,
is what
so
you're
many-
saying, this is what they're saying.
So many fights with like regular people are just them misunderstanding what the other person's saying or acting. And God, you know, the most annoying thing for me is I don't like the way you said that. Like they
Yep.
get mad at you for your tone or the words you used, or I don't understand it. I'm like, I said specifically what I mean, but it was the tone you said it in. I'm like, motherfucker, no, I said it, I meant it. I wasn't being sarcastic. If I was being sarcastic, you would know.
It drives me crazy because it happens so often that, like you said,
Yeah.
the majority of disagreements between people
Yeah.
seem to boil down to one person said a word that to them means X, and the person that was listening heard that same word, but to them it means Y.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
oh God.
the-
I have a
Or-
perfect example of that. There was a whole like relationship that was messing up because, you know, someone would be like, one of the people would be like, you know, how do you like this? And they're like, oh, that's good. And you know, they felt like that meant not that good. Like they didn't really like it, but the person thought it meant like it was good, like it's really good. I like it. And so this whole relationship, they were, you know, it's pretty good. You know,
Yep.
one thought that meant that it's all right, but
One thought that
No.
it was the equivalent of everything's fine.
yeah, and the other person thought it meant that, you know, it was above good. Pretty good was above good, and the other person thought pretty good was below good, and like the whole relationship was stressful because like if they made dinner or got a cat or whatever, like anything they were doing, he thought the other guy was just very blasé about the whole thing.
Oh.
And the other guy was just happy, like everything's great.
Yeah.
I always thought pretty good was just pretty good. Like, oh, this is good. This pretty darn good. This is good. This is yummy.
Yeah. Apparently
there's-
some
Or
people
good.
think that means it's okay.
There's a couple different group areas where it means different things. So another good example is when something's it's rather good.
Yeah.
So when some people say it's rather good, that means that, oh yes, this is very good.
Yeah.
Some
And some people mean me.
when they say, oh, this is rather good, they would say that when you do something really stupid, oh, that was a rather good showing, wasn't it?
I don't think most people say rather good anymore. You're doing one of those old people things again. But
Quite possible. But
yeah.
it gets the point across where there's this disconnect where some people have this innate sarcasm to the statement
Yeah.
and some people don't. Or
And
to
if you're
give-
a very monotone person, it throws everybody off.
Yep, and to give another example that doesn't have that tonality aspect, and is going back to one of the things that I was spurging out about earlier in the stream. If you have two people, and they both agree that they should have bi-weekly meetings,
Yeah.
Mhm.
They both leave that agreement going, yep, perfect. We know what's going on. So
And they do.
the first person shows up on Tuesday for their bi-weekly meeting, and the person's there on
Mhm.
Tuesday. So fantastic. Everything works out. They have their meeting. They show up for their second meeting on Thursday. No one's there. Where the fuck is this person? We agreed that we're having bi-weekly meetings. We did a Tuesday meeting. We only work Monday through Friday. So clearly the next meeting would be on fucking Thursday in order to get 2 in a week. So we did the Monday meeting. This is supposed to be the Thursday meeting. They showed up. They didn't even give me a goddamn thing to let me know that they weren't going to be here. Maybe something came up. I'll forgive it for now. They show up next Tuesday. Where's this motherfucker at the meeting? He's missed 2 meetings in a row now. He hasn't told me a goddamn thing. Shows up for the Thursday meeting. He's missed 3 fucking meetings now? He hasn't sent a single word to me. Hasn't said sorry. Hasn't done a goddamn thing. He's missed 3 meetings.
We lost Poppy.
Yep. Meanwhile...
Yeah, we lost Poppy. And yes, them some good cup and cakes. So sorry.
Meanwhile, the other person that agreed to have these bi-weekly meetings, who shows up to the Tuesday meeting goes fantastically.
Mm.
So he then doesn't go to see the guy at all the rest of the week because it's bi-weekly, so it's once every other week. So
Mhm.
he doesn't go the rest of that week. He doesn't go the next week. He shows up for the following meeting in the bi-weekly meeting. So once every other week, he shows up for the Tuesday meeting. And he thinks everything's perfectly fine. The other guy is looking at him like, you son of a bitch.
I thought it meant every 2 weeks. Bi-weekly, right? Every
So
2.
there's 2 definitions of bi-weekly because people
Mm.
are wrong in one of them. So the
Ah.
correct definition is bi-weekly means once every other week.
Okay.
The incorrect meaning of bi-weekly that a lot of people are under the assumption bi-weekly means is that it is twice every week.
Oh.
So
What?
if you have 2 people that both think that they know what bi-weekly means, one person's working under the proper definition of once every other week, one person is working under the incorrect definition of twice weekly, you're going to have 2 people that get very pissed off at each other very quickly.
Mm. Yes.
Whereas
But
if
yeah, you
Okay.
call them. You call them in that mat and let them know. Clarification, as
So
Rotten
if-
says.
if you're doing it appropriately, yes, the first time that someone fails to show up for their bi-weekly meeting, you would call them and you'd go, hey, we agreed to bi-weekly meetings. Where are you? And they'd go, yeah, bi-weekly, once every other week. We did the meeting on Tuesday, so I won't see you next Tuesday. I'll see you the Tuesday after. And either you go, oh shit, I thought bi-weekly meeting meant twice a week.
Mm.
And I thought that we should meet twice a week, and then you negotiate and see whether you do once every other week, once a week, or twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go, oh shit, my bad, I thought it meant twice a week. So you meant that you want to do a meeting once every other week? So I'll see you not next Tuesday, but I'll see you the Tuesday after. Have a good one, man. And it's all sorted out then and there.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a meeting we're never going to have again.
But there's also a bunch of people that rather than addressing an issue the moment that it happens and sorting that shit out when they should, they'll instead just start packing that away.
Mm-hmm.
And They'll pack it away, they'll pack it away, they'll pack it away, until they reach a point where their fucking sack is full, and then they just dump it on the person that has been pissing them off. And they go, no, you listen here, motherfucker. We were supposed to have a meeting twice a week. I showed up for the first meeting. You didn't show up for the second. You didn't show up for the third. You didn't show up for the fourth. You showed up for the fifth. Then you didn't show up for the sixth, seventh, eighth. You showed up for the ninth. You didn't show up for the... And they'll just lay everything out. And they'll start dumping everything. Doesn't matter how old the grievance is. It'll just start tumbling out of that sack. Not only did you miss all the meetings that we had scheduled, you only came to one in every 4 meetings, but fuck you, you stole my popsicle when we were 6 years old, and you never said sorry, you never gave it back, you never gave me another popsicle, and they'll just start dumping everything. Doesn't matter how old, how inconsequential the shit was. They'll just
I'm sorry,
start
saying when I ate your
dumping-
popsicle, don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I know what you mean.
They'll just start dumping all that shit.
Is that called
once.
trauma dumping or anger? Wait, no.
So the phrase that I know for that specific one is gunny sacking.
Oh, gunny. Ooh.
Because
That's a good one.
it's like you're just packing everything away in a gunny sack
Uh-huh.
until it's needed. And then you dump it all out at once. Trauma dumping would be more of, it isn't directed at you. So gunny sacking, it is every minor complaint that I've ever had with you all comes roaring out at the same time. So that one time that you said something that was vaguely mean to my opinion, you said 4 fucking years ago. Yep, that comes out in a gunny sacking, as well as that
Good
time
Lord.
that the dishwasher was about ready to run, but rather than putting that fucking fork that you just used to have your goddamn ramen into the dishwasher, you put that fork on the side of the sink, just hanging the tines over the fucking sink, rather than just throwing it in the goddamn dishwasher. When the dishwasher was there and it was ready to run, all you had to do was put your fucking fork in the dishwasher. Why didn't you put your fucking fork in the dishwasher? I had to put your fucking fork in the dishwasher because you were too lazy.
I was going to use that fork again. That's why the tines were hanging over the edge.
Yeah, exactly. That's something that makes sense to guys. I've heard so many women get pissed off about the sink, fork, spoon, and knife.
I don't understand. I just wash the fork under the water in the sink with the dish soap, and then it's clean, and you put it away.
Johnny, because he commented on the sink fork, I know he knows what a sink knife is.
Well, clearly.
So, Kefki, in order to explain something that guys do constantly, and this seems to be specifically guys, because I've heard an untold number of women complain about guys doing this, and I've never heard a guy go, what? A knife? Or a sink knife? If a guy goes to get like a piece of toast and he butters his bread with a knife, he'll then set the, if he thinks that he'll use the knife again, he'll set the knife so that the blade of the knife doesn't touch anything. So it'll typically be on the very edge of the sink so that the blade of the knife is kind of hanging over the sink. It isn't touching the sink. That way, if he decides that he wants another piece of toast or something else like that, perhaps he wants a sandwich and he wants to be able to spread some butter on the sandwich, he'll come back and he'll grab his sink knife and he'll use that. And then he'll either decide that that's the last time that he's going to use it, in which case it goes into the dishwasher or into the sink. Or he'll think, I might still want something more, and he'll set it again so that the blade of the knife doesn't touch anything. You can do this with knives, you can do this with spoons, you can do this with forks. So,
you could, yeah, Tyrannosaurus, I have a stove knife or a stove fork. I've set stuff on a paper towel on the stove to use it later. Like if
Yep.
I before I put it in the washer. Never on the
It's a
sink though, because
similar-
the sink is germy.
Well, it's a similar idea, only like I said, the way that you set it when it's a sink fork, sink knife, sink spoon is you set it so that the part that you actually put anywhere near anything that you're eating is hanging in the air. It isn't.
Yeah, but then the
touching
handle
anything.
gets it on there, and if you happen to touch your handle to your food, bleh.
But you're thinking, when you're doing that, you're going, oh yeah, I'll use the sink knife. And because it isn't in the sink, it's on the side of the sink. That's a bit cleaner than in the sink.
A bit cleaner, not much, but a
And-
bit, yeah.
Because I would be buttering my toast, and the toast would probably be sitting in my other hand. Well, that's the hand that I'm probably going to be eating my toast with, because why would I get the hand that was wielding the knife?
I'm not made of
Buttery.
hands here.
Yeah. Why would I get that hand buttery when I already have the hand that's designated as my toast hand?
Your toast hand, your toast.
Well,
What?
the hand that you're holding your toast with as you butter your toast is probably the hand that you're going to eat your toast with. It's your toast hand. Johnny, back me up on this. Am I not correct in that?
That is it. That is exactly it.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
sorry.
So if the handle of the knife is a little bit dirty, that doesn't really matter because it's not my toast hand that's touching the knife.
I'm sorry. Jesus. I'm
And
sorry,
this is
Segway.
something that
I am
don't
really
have-
glad that we invited Kevki along for this.
Yeah. Especially since I'm willing. You and I are on the same page with it. This makes sense. Because, like I said, this is something that seems to be uniquely masculine for some fucking reason. And like I said, we'll do this with everything. If
Well,
we're
it-
making a cup of tea and we're stirring some honey or stirring some sugar into tea or coffee,
Mm.
we'll have a spoon that we use for that. And we might have another cup. We'll set that so that the spoon isn't touching anything. It'll just be on the
Spoon
side
hand.
of the sink. And well, you do. You have the hand that you stir your tea with, and then you drink your tea with the other fucking hand.
I did that for Kevki. That's it.
You have your spoon hand, you have your tea hand. It's how this shit works. And this is something that
Okay, I just to clarify, toast hand doesn't necessarily mean your hand. It is whatever hand has the toast,
Yep.
Mhm.
and then the other hand has the knife. You spread it, you put the knife down, and you're not going to like switch it to your other hand and then start eating.
Yeah.
It's usually the hand that you are holding is your toast hand.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not like
okay.
we have a designated toast hand. It's not like
Okay,
every time that I
okay.
eat toast, I eat
No,
Toast
toast with my right
hand.
hand.
Damn it,
It's-
Johnny, why?
If
Because it still works. She's gonna have an asthma attack by the time the stream's over.
I'm gonna be dead by
it's
the
not
time.
like we have a designated hand that it's every time that we eat toast, we have to eat it with that hand.
Look, I
It's
didn't know
whatever
if it's
hand
like you're
we're holding
right-handed
the
or
toast with.
left-handed, you're toast-handed or not toast-handed.
Well, the thing is that the vast majority of time, when someone is buttering toast like that, they will
Mhm.
use their offhand to hold the toast. They'll use their dominant hand as the hand that wields the knife.
Should always wield the knife with
So,
your
if
dominant
you're
hand.
right-handed- 9 times out of 10, the hand that is your designated toast hand for that time eating toast
Damn it!
will be your left hand.
Okay, so you do have a designated toast hand.
No, you designate that toast hand in that specific moment. It's not like it's a permanent toast hand. It's the hand that happens to be holding the toast. It's just due to the way that people use their hands.
Help me!
Their dominant hands tend to be the hand that they use as their tool hand. So that's the hand that they'll use for a knife. That's the hand that they'll use for a spoon. That's the hand that they'll use for their fork. And it's because of that that there's somewhat of a... If you're right-handed, 9 times out of 10, your left hand's going to be your toast hand. Not 100% of the time. Sometimes you'll pick up your toast with your right hand. But a good chunk of the time, it'll be your left hand. Am I wrong, John?
Thinking spoon hand come together with your plant. Damn it, that got me. Sorry.
Am I wrong, or are you still following along with me perfectly fine? Like, this is the most normal
Following
thing in the
along,
world.
yes.
No, she's got it. It's just that she's loving the words toast hand.
It tickles me. I'm sorry. Okay. So following along, designated hand is your non-primary hand is the one that you hold the toast with. Your primary hand, the one that you use, is the one that you use the knife with. As it always should be. It's not always like that though. But whichever hand has the toast in is the toast hand.
Yeah. Whatever hand you start buttering your toast in is the designated toast hand.
Got it. Sigmund, you should write a survival guide for females in regard to the male mind. This is very enlightening.
Green Badger Outdoors, you have just read my mind.
Which is, what did he say? I don't have that chat open at the moment.
So, powdered toast.
Toast hand. God.
Well, but we are getting a little late. Before Kefki dies on stream, we are going to have to call it. Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, Sigmund. I was cackling. I was listening to you.
That's a good closer. But we are going to go with some parting thoughts. Kefki?
Damn it. My parting thought is don't designate a hand for toast and wash your dishes once you use them.
No, if I'm going to use it again, why would I wash it right away? Captain,
Yeah.
do you wash your cup every single time that you drain it? Or if you're going to refill it, do you just let it sit
I
there
rinse
for a
it
moment until
with
you
scalding
refill?
water. Rinse it with scalding water.
You wash it every single time that you...
No, I don't wash it every single time, but I do scald it out with hot water every single time.
That's strange, because yeah, if I'm drinking tea, and I finish that cup of tea,
hand.
and I think that I might have tea again, the hand that I drink with most often is my right hand. So it's a standard thing that if you're picking up something, and it's the only thing that you're picking up, you're probably going to be picking it up with your dominant hand. I'm right hand dominant. So if I drink a cup of tea and I think I might have another cup of tea, I'll leave that cup sitting there until I decide whether or not I'm going to have another cup of tea. If I have another cup
a
of
gnat
tea,
can
I'll
fly
fill
in
it
it
with
though. If
tea.
you don't scald it, a gnat might fly in it, and you'll never know. It would have walked around in your cup.
Well, I typically have that cup sitting in front of me, so as long as I don't have a bug actively walking on it,
I'm
good
a
to
bit
go.
of a germaphobe when it comes to stuff like that, though. You know, so.
All right. So, Sanguine, what's your parting thoughts?
And no, that is perfectly
Oh my
fucking
God.
natural. I do have the ability to say something strange. Fuck you, assassin. This is perfectly fucking normal to have a hand that you normally do things with. That's what dominance is. Your dominant hand is the hand that you normally do things with. And my parting words are, if you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you.
Wait, can I have a new closing? I want to do this one. Wash your equipment, you degenerate! I just saw that one. That was hilarious.
Nice.
And in lieu of parting
And
thoughts,
Tyranius
I will-
says, I have drank ants before. It doesn't matter. Extra protein.
Yeah.
And I've had chocolate ants. Chocolate ants are rather delicious.
I was smoking an Indian cigar once, and I didn't know the ants were in there, and they were in there. They were running from the fire, and they went right into my mouth. Blech, they're so bitter and gross and blah.
And nice Johnny, the angry cat, just looking over the bed at us.
in parting thoughts, this is going to be my palate cleanser for this entire stream.
He's so cute.
That cat, it judges the owner.
Judges you harshly.
Well, with that, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, all.
Later, taters.